to stand against Hazara genocide. I'm gonna ask him a few questions. So we are gonna start off like, why are you here, Mustafa, today?
I'm here because I know that there is ethnicity-based discrimination in my country, and that has affected Hazara people both historically and presently, which has led to the killings. And in the last month, we had 3 or 4 bombings in west of Kabul, where the majority of Hazara people reside. And as a person who believes in human rights and wants to support my country people, I'm here to stand against the Hazara genocide and recognize it.
Okay, thank you so much, Mustafa. What's your message for people who still deny and minimize Hazara genocide?
Hi again. If anyone here wants to give
a lot
in
to
English, please come
political
here.
power and a sense of identity in Afghanistan. I'm a Pashtun myself, and I know a lot of Pashtun people are denying the genocide because they don't want to lose the identity that's connected with Afghanistan. So I think people need to get rid of their own assumption about what Afghanistan is and openly read our history and see how it affects people. I think people talk from a basis of privilege, and in order for that to happen, people really need to work on their self-awareness.
Okay, as non-Hazara person, what is your message for other people to join this demonstration or protest to raise awareness about Hazara genocide?
Well, it's for human rights, and it's because people are actually dying in the last month on a weekly basis, and we have to listen to the Hazara people's voices.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you
I don't know why people are ignoring
patiently
Hazara
standing
people's voices. I think we have to listen,
and being
we
a
have to
voice
come
for
together,
justice for
and
all
we
our
have to
brothers,
stand
sisters,
for
and
humanity
children
and human
who
rights.
have fallen.
Okay, thank you. I have
We
one
are
more
going
question.
to
Do you
be
have any good
staying there
resources
for
to
maybe
recommend for
20
people
to
who are not
30
so
minutes,
much
and
aware of
then,
Hazara genocide?
If anyone
good
still
reason?
hasn't signed the
Resource.
petition,
Oh,
please
Resources
take
on
a
any
yes,
social
yes.
media
to sign.
platforms?
Or otherwise, you
There's
can
a lot of
just
accounts
take
such
a picture
as
or
Stop
share
Hazara Genocide on
a short video on
Instagram.
social media.
Masiro Hang is one of
Stop
journalists
the
from
genocide of
Afghanistan.
Hazaras. Your voice will make a
He's
huge
really
impact.
knowledgeable,
To help
so you can follow him.
your time and your efforts
I think there's a
for-
Facebook
in order to make
page
your
called
voice
Hazara
against the Hazara
International. You
genocide
can also
reach
follow that.
across the world. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Mustafa John. We really appreciate your voices and messages that you came and stand against Hazara genocide. This is something that we can do together in order to move forward. And also, we cannot silence a group of people in the cost of unity that doesn't exist.
Yes.
So basically, we have to center Hazara voices to listen what they have gone through and what they are going through every day on daily basis. And after that, if you have that, once you get to that stage, that you have that capacity and open-mindedness, that we can hear people's Hazara suffering and genocide, then we can work on that unity thing that has been used against Hazara people. Yeah. Thank you so much again, Mustafa John, for coming and like voicing your opinion. Yeah, thank you. I really appreciate it.
دبلې سوشل میډیا یا انستګرام یا فیسبوک په پوسټ کې چې اول شو بیشتر د دنیا بیسه این چیز دست کم نگیریم این بسیار زیاد امپکت داشته میتونه که شما یک عکس گرفته یک نفر مسیج به جای نمیشه اگر ما تمام یک عکس بگیری یا یک ویدیو گرفته امور چاپ هزارا جنوساید دبلې فیسبوک یا انستګرام امی آواز مو د بیشتر جگای دنیا میسه تشکر برادر و خورا
اوکی آقای کریمی ما از اینا اینترویو میدیم شما نزدیک بیان که چی شود اوکی خاطر جان میتونی اینجا بریم So here we have Khatra Daryabi and I'm gonna ask her a few questions. First, why she is here, and then we are gonna carry on with that. So, Khatra John, why you're here today?
I'm here to raise awareness and support this protest. As we know, a lot of horrible things are happening to Hazara, and this has to end. Enough is enough. I lost my friend in bomb explosion, and it's like so brutal. It's just enough. It's unbearable. And I'm here to tell the world that we need to be heard and you need to hear us.
Okay, so what's your message for people who still deny Hazara genocide?
Open your eyes, go search, go study, read all the history that it's there in the book, everywhere, online research. It is an actual thing. It's not a hashtag or a cliche that we keep saying that Hazara, Hazara. It's a true thing. A lot of cruelty, a lot of murdering, it's happening. Like someone's son, someone's father, someone's mother is dying there. There's a lot of suffering. There are mothers crying for their babies, for their daughter to come back from school. There should be a loss.
Okay, so do you have any good resources to recommend for people who are not aware of Hazara genocide?
Sorry, Afghanistan. You can see genocide has happened before, decades ago. It's not a new thing. And also, listen to the news. Listen to the resources that's saying hashtag Hazara genocide. Yeah, hashtag is stop Hazara genocide. And Afghanistan news, Flow News, there are all the news resources that you can find out all this information from.
Okay, thank you so much. Do you have any last comments or message to people?
My message is to please take action. Your action matters, our voice matters, and every tiny bit of your action can bring an impact.
And also, how old are you, Khatajan?
I'm 17.
It might be triggering, but would you be able to speak a little bit on a school attack that happened on May 8th? About the number of girls and how old were they?
Yeah, of course. So a couple of weeks ago, a bomb explosion happened in Saishada High School, and over 300 students were killed under the age of 16. Most of them were girls that wanted to go to school, wanted to be a leader, wanted to change Afghanistan for the better. But they are stopping them. Plus, we should consider that they are Hazara. They want to stop it because they don't want Afghanistan to improve for some stupid reason or political reason that I don't know. But this has to end. This is not humanity. We need to value humanity. We need to open our eyes and see what is actually happening there. We can't just sit and watch and be like, okay.
Okay, and also could you reflect like how hard it is for Hazara people to get access to education and what sacrifice goes into it to go to school?
I can maybe summarize it in a sentence that going to school for every person, especially girls, is a dream. But here everyone has free access to education. In Afghanistan, it's a dream for a girl to go to school. It's a dream.
For Hazara people, like what sacrifice they have to?
They are taking a lot of sacrifices. All the insecurity, the bomb explosion, the murdering, everything. They cannot go to school because it's not safe. But they are. I really admire how courageous they are, that they want to go to school even though they know the attack, they know the threats, everything. I really admire that.
Yeah, basically the families like cutting the expenses from every part of their life possible and investing it in education. Yeah, at the end of the day, because of their Hazara, they are being killed.
Exactly.
No matter what degree they have.
Afghan people, Hazara people, they forget about the luxury, everything about eating well food. They want their children to go to school and learn something. They wanted to be the leader, and they are trying to kill those leaders. But why? The question is why? And where are all those United Nations, international communities? Where are they?
So what are ways that people can help? Like maybe on social media platform, what can they do?
Please take action by always speaking, and also post anything that is under, post anything and tag hashtag Stop Hazara Genocide, and speak up. Speak up. It doesn't matter what you think, just say something, and also tell people about what is happening. You can do nothing by just saying and be like, okay, I know this information. You need to take action.
Okay, thank you so much, Khatra. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Yes, please. Yeah.
Actually, I would very briefly talk about our today's gathering here, which is a peaceful protest demonstration against Hazara genocide, which is going on in Afghanistan. Hazara genocide, actually, basically, it is not a phenomenon that is only for today, but it has started centuries ago, about 100 years ago, during the kingdom of brutal Abdurrahman Khan, and today's genocide is the continuation of that which started about 100 years ago.
You mentioned about like Abdurrahman when Hazara Genocide happened. Could you mention how many percent?
More than 60% Hazaras were killed, and they were forced to migrate to other countries. Like at that time,
62%, more
than 60. So that could be 62 or 64. So there is not, but it is something. It is certain that more than 60% of Hazaras were killed in Afghanistan during Abdurrahman. But currently, we are encountering another systematic genocide in Afghanistan, for which we have gathered here to raise our voice and to tell the international community about the ongoing situation of Hazaras in Afghanistan. Actually, the government of Afghanistan has always been reluctant and acted very indifferently to take all necessary measures and steps to prevent such massacre or ethnic cleansing of Hazaras in Afghanistan. So that's why we do not ask the government of Afghanistan, but we are requesting and asking the international community and human rights organizations to put pressure on Afghan government to take all the precautionary steps in order to prevent such massacre. Otherwise, the people are really facing too much, and we every other day or even sometimes every single day we see or we witness killings of innocent people. On the contrary, the government of Afghanistan comes up with nothing else except some pre-composed condolences and condemnation. Only a slight difference is that they just changed the date and the number of casualties. The rest, the content of their statement is the same, where they condemn or they express their condolences to the families of martyred or the victims.
And also, could you talk about like the identity of victim, like how it's broadcasted in media, like when a Hazara ethnic cleansing happening, how it's broadcasted?
Well, that is what we expect from the media as well, to broadcast it, the actual face and the actual issue of that. And some media in Afghanistan, actually the national media of Afghanistan, they try not to mention it as ethnic cleansing or as a genocide, but they say that they try to divert the main issue towards something that is going on, because Afghanistan is a war-torn country and it is an ongoing war. So Hazaras are also the inhabitants of Afghanistan. That's why they are being targeted. No, we are not talking about the war crime. We understand the war crime, the difference. We understand the difference between the war crime and the genocide. We are not in the battlefield where we are the victim of war crime, but we are living in a peaceful vicinity, in an area where we are being targeted because of our only ethnicity and our religious beliefs. So that's why we request the media, the international media as well, to raise this voice and to disseminate this knowledge, this information to every other nation, that Hazaras are being targeted, Hazaras are being killed because of being Hazara, and the forces who are behind this, they have the intention to eradicate Hazaras from the world, which is an insane.
So, if I understood correctly, you mentioned that there is still not willingness from Afghanistan government.
There is not sufficient news. Yeah,
and there's like so much effort put into hiding their identities if they are reporting the casualties.
Exactly. We require more coverage, media coverage about that, so we can educate people more about what's going on against Hazaras in Afghanistan. It is not only discrimination, but it is massacre or ethnic cleansing, which is really something pushing our people to a very, very deplorable situation. That is what we want. That is what we want the international community to give, to help us and to put pressure on the responsible forces, either in Afghanistan or internationally, so they take all the necessary and important measures in order to give us protection. And in the meantime, I ask all the Hazara people throughout the world to get together and raise your voices against this discrimination, against this genocide, this ethnic cleansing. Keeping silent or being silent is not the cure or remedy. Raise your voice to whatever extent, to whatever level, wherever you are, whoever you are, just raise your voices. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate you standing up and speaking. Thank you so much. Yeah. want to talk for a few minutes here? میتونید بزنید انگلیسی؟ سوال کنم؟
اینا میگوشتن که مترو
Okay, sure.
یک statement بزنیم اینا گفتن که بفهمیم.
Okay, sure. Okay. میشه نزدیکتر بیارید زمان چی شد؟ نه چی رو میگم. Okay. So here we have Al-Naqi and I'm gonna ask him why he's here today. So Al-Naqi, could you please tell us why you're here today?
Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak on this matter. My name is Naqi Chengizi and I am the former representative of Hazara Students Federation in Pakistan and England. And the reason we are all here because we have taken a stand to hopefully voice taking a stand for the rights of all the men, women and children who have fallen just for being Hazaras, who have been targeted and killed, all the men, women and children in Afghanistan, and for hopefully that the government of Afghanistan will realize that the Hazaras are also the citizens of that country, and to take action and to take some steps to protect the lives of men, women and children, which is why we are all here today, to witness that it has happened, and for Afghan government to make efforts to make this happen, to provide protection, and for hopefully the government of Canada will also take actions to put pressure on the Afghan government to recognize this unnoticed and unprovoked attack on the innocent lives of Hazara community members. And hopefully, above all, we request the United Nations to take action and take some kind of step to recognize this act of target killing of innocent Hazara men and women and children, this act of genocide, because alone in the last year, more than 4,800 people have been killed and wounded in different occasions. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate you standing against Hazara genocide. Hi. How are you? Can you hold it like this? Here we have Yasna John, and she's only, how old is she? She's only 4 years old and she's here